Hello and welcome to Global Investment Real Estate and Residency Show Phase 3. This exclusive event is brought to you by TEG Group, a company that organizes live and online events. I'm director and co-founder and a part of this exceptional team. My name is Abdul Basit and I'm your host this evening. By the end of this webinar, you will know how to invest securely in Caribbean countries or Montenegro to get citizenship or get US green card by investing into business and secure the future of your family. We have been joined by industry leading companies who will guide us with the best options and processes. First company joining us today is CS Global Partners. CS Global Partners is a legal advisory specialized in residency and citizenship by investment solutions. CS Global Partners proudly holds two government mandates to market their investor immigration programs. CS Global Partners is representing Dominica and St. Kitts and Nevis today. With that, second company joining us is representing USA is Feria DC. Feria DC is a setup in food halls, a real estate business aimed at providing space and services to restaurants and entrepreneurs located in Washington, D.C. Last but not the least, we have been joined by Montenegro Luxury Hotel and Resort Group representing Montenegro. Montenegro Luxury Hotel and Resort Group offers an impressive collection of suites with the recognizable, splendid brand touch, designed to meet the highest expectations of discerning international buyers. We will have presentations of Dominica, St. Kitts and Nevis, then USA, and in the end, Montenegro. After every presentation, you can ask live questions in question and answer section at the bottom of your screen, or people who are viewing us on YouTube, you can ask us questions in the chat box. With that, I would like to introduce our first speaker of this evening, Mr. Kumar Pratik, who is representing CS Global Partner. Mr. Kumar is a business development executive for the London-based citizenship consultancy firm, CS Global Partners. Mr. Kumar is responsible for marketing and programs, products, and services that governments, universities, and brands entrust them with, and providing expert advice to investors looking for citizenship or residency solutions. Pratik is a problem solver, and his firm's capacity as government advisors on citizenship-related issues. He acts as a brand ambassador and spokesperson, educating people about benefits of second citizenship and economic immigration all around the world. Pratik has over 10 years of rich and hands-on experience, having worked with various companies in the UK and India. Welcome, Mr. Kumar Pratik. How are you doing today?
Thank you, Abdul. That was very kind of you to make a very, lengthy and a very, worthy introduction. Thank you for that. And good evening, everyone, and a warm welcome to everybody who's joining us for the session today. My name is Kumar Pratik, and I'm a business development executive at CS Global Partners. And today I would be touching upon the subject, which is unlimited business opportunities for Kenyans with second nationality. And we would try to understand, what citizenship by investment is about, and would try to deep dive into this subject in a little more details. So let's just dive in. I hope everyone can see my screen here.
Yes, it is visible.
Yes, thank you, everyone. So without any further delay, let me just get cracking on the presentation here. So when we hear the term dual citizenship, dual nationality, what exactly is the concept that we have in our minds? Very simply put, dual nationality or dual citizenship is a legal status which allows an individual to have more than one nationality or a citizenship, in a country, where he is becoming a citizen now. Just for everybody's information, dual citizenship is permissible in Kenya. However, the only requirement for an individual is to disclose their dual citizenship once he or she gets it from another country. Now, everybody asks me, why exactly do we need dual citizenship? And my answer to them is very, very simple. Think of dual citizenship as having options for yourselves and your family. Think of it as an insurance, a plan B. Case in point here, I mean, all of us knew what happened with the coronavirus and how most of the countries dealt with this issue on a very poor basis. Compared to that, if you look at what happened in Caribbeans were very fast to act on this sensitive topic, and to their credit, the coronavirus had absolutely very little effect on in terms of their effect in a place like St. Kitts Nevis or Dominica, with only a handful of cases and absolutely no fatalities. So I think we are all wishing that we could have been in the Caribbean during these difficult times. And this is what we say, having a citizenship, having a dual citizenship in a country like St. Kitts and Nevis and Dominica gives you this option that when the times are difficult, you can actually have a plan B, and you could probably take your family there and just be have a better life than what you have right now. So that being said, there are various ways via which an individual can get his or her citizenship, a dual citizenship. We're talking about, I'm sure the most common ways that we've heard of, marrying an individual from a different country, tracing your ancestry, from, let's say, your parents, your grandparents coming from a country, and then you can claim by tracing your ancestry, or, living in a country for, let's say, 5 to 10 years, and then applying for a residency, and then subsequently a citizenship. But the topic that we would be discussing today and we are going to dwell upon is citizenship by investment, which is a legal process via which an individual can obtain a citizenship of a nation in exchange or in lieu of making a substantial investment or contribution in that country. The genesis of citizenship by investment traces back all the way to 1984, where St. Kitts and Nevis had actually coined this concept. So St. Kitts and Nevis was in fact first country in the world which had a citizenship by investment program. And a few years down the line, Dominica also jumped on the citizenship by investment wagon. And by 1993, Dominica also had a full-fledged citizenship by investment program running for there. Now, when we talk of citizenship by investment, what I want people to look at it as a mutually beneficial or a symbiotic for both the host country and the investor. The host country benefits from the influx of a huge amount of foreign direct investment, which an individual like you or me, when he or she is applying for a citizenship in St. Kitts and Nevis or Dominica, pumps in. And as an investor, I would get a new identity, new set of rights, and can be mighty proud of the fact that the investment that I have pumped in the country is actually being used for the betterment, growth, and improvement of the country's infrastructure and society at large. So this slide, the couple of slides that I'm going to be talking about, I'm just going to put a very small disclaimer here. I am not an expert when it comes to Kenya and Kenyan economy or a Kenyan government. My interactions with a lot of Kenyans who have assisted, in the last few years in getting their citizenship, a second citizenship, my interactions and my observations that I have gathered from them, I've actually tried to jot them down here. So this essentially, if you look at it, there's a very interesting stat which I have put in here, which says that between 2019 and 2020, Kenya actually saw a huge growth in terms of inquiries for when it comes to citizenship by investment program. So when I was preparing this presentation, what I did was I just tried to jot down, the key instigators or the key drivers, which probably I could make out, from my discussions with the individuals, of why somebody would apply for a dual citizenship or a second citizenship. So we're talking about, the governance and the socio-political landscape in Kenya. That's probably one of the drivers. We're talking about the unlimited business opportunities that can be unlocked, by becoming a global citizen And then we're talking about, a lot of people also look at it from a lifestyle perspective, they're getting better lifestyle choices. So what I have done is I have summed this up for everyone in a couple of boxes, which would capture the essence of my discussion with people. And this is something that I have thought of is very, very relevant for a Kenyan or anybody from East Africa when he or she is looking for options to apply for a dual citizenship. Now, that being said, over the, like I was telling you that, in my discussion with people, what I have found out is there are certain themes or common recurring questions that have always been asked before a prudent investor, decides to make an informed decision on the choices that we have. So a couple of questions which always comes my way are, what is the investment amount? What is the investment requirement? Who is covered in this investment? What are the timelines that we are looking at? And most importantly, is this process seamless? Is this process can be done remotely? And then what they also look for is what are the sorry, what are the residency requirements? Are there any hard residency requirements for an individual to consider before he or she is applying for a dual citizenship, primarily in the Caribbean? So taking all those questions into consideration, what I would present to you, the best option which is available is, like I said, if I'm sure people in the immigration business know that there are 12, 13 countries in the world which offer citizenship by investment today. But if you ask me, the beating heart of citizenship by investments firmly remains in the Caribbean. And if I have to explain you why, the first point that we are touching upon is the legacy factor. Like I said, this whole citizenship by investment concept was actually coined by St. Kitts Nevis in 1984. So if we look at it today, it has 37 years of legacy behind it. And the second program which jumped on the citizenship bandwagon was Dominica in 1993. So as on today, it has 28 years of legacy. So all these programs which have actually stood the test of time has only made them respectable, well-rounded, and very, very attractive in terms of, why an individual should consider this option when they are looking for a citizenship choices. The second point, that I want to make is about, the governments of Caribbeans being very dynamic and proactive. So a very simple example, like I was mentioning about, the coronavirus, the advent of coronavirus, and what the government actually acted, the governments of St. Kitts and Nevis and Dominica and the other Caribbean countries acted swiftly. And two things that they did was just to make sure that the program remains relevant to people. One was in terms of the application process. They made the application process online so that, the process does not stop. And the other thing that they did, which actually was very, very, I would call it a master stroke, was recalibrating their investment options, which also I would be touching on that particular point in my next slides. But what the government did was, the investment amount that is needed to get an individual a citizenship in St. Kitts and Nevis or Dominica, the government recalibrated it, made it more competitive and attractive. And as a result, they actually saw a lot of influx of applications for people applying. The third point that we have here is the betterment of country's economic infrastructure. Like I said, the government in turn receives from an individual like me or you who is applying for a citizenship huge chunks of foreign direct investment. And unlike other countries that you hear of, the Caribbean governments actually use this money for improving the societal infrastructure of a particular country. So tomorrow, if you see there's a hospital being built in Dominica, a new school, a new airport, which is built in these countries, you can be rest assured that your money has actually got into good hands, and this money is what is being used for improvement of the infrastructure of a particular country. Just therefore making it, a better place to probably live in and invest for people. And like I said, when people ask me questions about, what is the time frame that we are looking at, and that's when I ask people to consider Caribbean citizenship by investment as an option, because The processing time in Caribbean citizenship by investment process, from the time they start to the point they get their citizenship certificate and their passports, is actually the quickest that you can find anywhere. The process can go as, you can actually complete the process in 3 months. And St. Kitts and Nevis also has this distinction of having an expedited program, where for an extra amount of investment, you can actually get your citizenship in as quickly as 60 days from the day you start your application. Somebody who is in an absolute hurry to get a second citizenship, these are their options, and people can actually take advantage of that as well. With getting a citizenship of a particular country, one of the most important documents that you get is a travel document, which is a passport. And a Caribbean passport is supposedly very, very strong. And a St. Kitts passport and a Dominican passport can give you access to more than 140 countries worldwide. And which, for a lot of the profile of investors or the people who are actually investing with us, they are looking for global mobility solutions, and this just fits right into their scheme of things. Also, one of the key important aspects of the Caribbean citizenship by investment process is this program can actually be managed remotely. When we talk about program being seamless, effective, the other consideration people can also make is an individual can be in Nairobi tomorrow and start his application process, and he does not even have to travel to, let's say, St. Kitts or Dominica to get his citizenship. He can get this from the comfort of the armchair of his house. That is how the process is. The process is done remotely, and it is always done through an accredited service provider, which is somebody like a CS Global Partners, assisting an applicant from the time he starts his application to the point he actually gets his citizenship. Also, the other point that we want to talk about is a lot of people look at Caribbean citizenship by investment program also is because you have very minimal taxation there. I am not a tax expert, so I'll just leave it to this. But one of the considerations for people is who want to optimize their wealth and probably protect their wealth is the minimal taxation, and St. Kitts and Nevis or Dominica is one of the feasible choices there as well. And probably one of the most important aspects that I've heard from people is the inclusion of family members when they are doing an application. So countries like St. Kitts and Nevis and Dominica have been just recalibrating, and their programs have been ever evolving, and they have actually increased the ambit of what exactly is a dependent and a concept of a family member who can get into an application. So if we talk of an individual applying for a citizenship in St. Kitts and Nevis or Dominica, he or she can include his or her spouse, his parent, their parents, their grandparents, their children, and in certain circumstances, their siblings as well. So the concept of having a bigger family and having the family together, a citizenship by investment program in the Caribbean is also a very feasible choice in that particular matter. So with that, I would quickly be touching upon the investment details in Dominica and St. Kitts and Nevis. For an individual who intends to apply for his or her citizenship in Dominica, he or she essentially has two routes via which they can make their investment. You have the option of making a contribution to the Economic Diversification Fund. And this is the cheapest option that you can get anywhere, not just Caribbean, where the option starts from $100,000 for a single applicant. And the other option is buying a pre-approved real estate in the island, wherein an individual buys a real estate investment worth $200,000, which he or she needs to hold on for a minimum period of 5 years, post which they can actually sell and recoup their investment. Apart from the real estate investment, there are other couple of other fringe components in the whole fee structure. We're talking about the due diligence and the government fee processes. I'd be happy to discuss it in details should anybody want a detailed breakdown of what it's going to cost for an individual to get his or her citizenship in St. Kitts and Nevis and Dominica. Just like Dominica, you have the same options available in St. Kitts and Nevis as well. The option of making an outright donation and getting your citizenship, or the option of buying a real estate in the island. And when I was talking to you about governments being proactive and recalibrating their pricing just to make it competitive and attractive for investors, what the St. Kitts and Nevis government did was they had introduced a limited time offer wherein a family of 4, if they want to get their citizenship via the donation option in St. Kitts and Nevis, will only have to pay 150,000 US dollars, which in normal circumstances is 195,000 US dollars. So if you do a quick comparison between these two options, there's an outright saving of $45,000 between the two options, thereby making it very, very attractive for people who actually chose this option to get their citizenship route. And just like in Dominica, you also have an option of buying pre-approved real estate in the island. The option starts from 200,000 US dollars, wherein the lock-in period for the investment is 7 years, post which you can actually sell and get the investment back. Or you have an option of buying a $400,000, an investment in excess of 400,000 US dollars. The only change is instead of 7 years, you need to hold on to this investment for a period of 5 years, post which you are free to sell and then recoup the fund that you had invested in the very first place. So once somebody has decided that they are going to, let's say, choose St. Kitts or Dominica, to get their citizenship by investment program, what we've done here is we've created an application life cycle wherein in 7 simple stages from the time we start with the application to the point an applicant gets his passport. What we've done is we've actually created this wheel chart, which will give you a step-by-step indication of what an individual goes through during this whole life cycle of applying for a citizenship in the Caribbean. From the point he actually starts, he chooses a particular program and gets his pre-approval from CS Global Partners. And then CS Global Partners assist the applicants in preparing the application pack along with the supplementing documents, making the submission to the citizenship by investment unit of a particular jurisdiction of their choice. And then the government of, let's say, St. Kitts and Nevis or Dominica runs a due diligence on the main applicant and the family just to make sure that they are fit eligible to participate in this citizenship by investment program. And once that is done, the government of that particular country would issue an approval in principle letter saying that your application has been approved conditionally. So the chunkiest investment in this whole citizenship by investment process, which is the donation option of, let's say, if you're choosing St. Kitts and Nevis, and if you have a family of 4, 150,000 donation would only be paid after you get the approval from the government. And once you have cleared the money and the money reaches the government coffers, the first order of the business for the government is to issue a naturalization certificate for the family saying that XYZ from Nairobi is now naturalized as a citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis or Dominica. And this is where the citizenship by investment process ends. What CS Global Partners does is takes a step ahead. And with that particular certificate that an individual has got, we then go to the passport office of St. Kitts and Nevis or Dominica, apply for the passport, get both the documents, and then we send it to the applicant to wherever he or she is residing at that point of time. And this is exactly what happens. We're talking about the 3-4 months time frame. So this process, what we are looking at, gets completed in 3 to 4 months, depending on what kind of application it is. So this is the crux of the application life cycle. So that being said, a little bit about us. CS Global Partners is an internationally recognized London headquartered citizenship and residency by investment solution provider and our endeavor always has been that we provide a win-win solution for the governments and to the potential investors alike. We are based in London and having a global footprint with offices in Africa, Asia, and Middle East as well. But most importantly, the core of CS Global Partners lies in the people and the subject matter experts who are working tirelessly just to make sure that we can find better solutions for individuals applying for this program. And like I said, we do understand the concept of what it means to have a new identity, a new home, and a safe haven for families and individuals alike. As we had already discussed that, CS Global Partners has an exclusive government mandate from two of the most oldest programs in the world, which is St. Kitts and Nevis and Dominica. And our job as being the marketing promoters and marketing agents for this program is to make sure that these two programs stay ahead of the curve. What it means is we do everything in our capacity to make sure that these programs remain sustainable, highly competitive, and robust. So this again is why an individual considering to get his citizenship primarily in the Caribbean should look at CS Global Partners. I'm not going to dwell too much on this. However, I would like to highlight two aspects which separates us from everybody else. That would be, the technical know-how and the technical depth that the team at CS Global Partners has, which can counter any challenging situation or any extraordinary circumstances with an applicant when it comes to his or her application process. And the impeccable client servicing team that we have here, which is very responsive, very fast, and always ready with the answers, just so to make sure that, the application process for an applicant is smooth and memorable one as well. So, and on a parting note, what I have done here is during my course of discussion, and I was doing a bit of an introspection there, and what I have done is I have actually created the different profiles of people that I have met from Africa. And what you can do is you can fit yourself in any of the grids that I have created here, and you would find that why exactly is somebody like you looking for a citizenship by investment solution, and you can find your answers here. So if you're an entrepreneur, you can have a global mobility with a better outreach for yourself. If you're a high net worth individual, you can actually secure, diversify, and hedge your personal wealth. If you're a young family and you probably would want better lifestyle choices and want to give a safer future for your children, you should consider Caribbean citizenship or a second citizenship in general. And if you're an older generation, you probably would pass on that citizenship legacy to the future generations of yours. So whatever your profile is, I'm sure you can fit yourself in one of these. Ask your questions that why do I need a second citizenship? And I'm sure you're going to find the answers here. With that, I would like to conclude the presentation. Thank you everybody for hearing me out. I hope I made sense. And with this, I'm going to open the floor for questions. And I look forward to hearing from you. If anybody is looking for a bespoke one-on-one consultation, please do get in touch and we would be happy to assist you. Thank you so much and have a good rest of the day.
Thank you so much, Kumar. Thank you for this amazing presentation. We definitely learned a few new things from your presentation. We do have a few questions for you if you're ready.
Yes, I am.
Okay, so we have been asked what is the investment required. So can you kindly please repeat the numbers?
Okay, so the investment requirement. So if we talk about Dominica or St. Kitts and Nevis, in Dominica, the minimum requirement investment is 100,000 US dollars. Same thing in St. Kitts and Nevis is 150,000 US dollars. The total cost of a particular program depends on a couple of factors, which is the number of people applying and their respective ages. But as a starting point, an individual should know that, and this is a general rule of thumb that we advise people, if somebody is applying in his individual capacity as a single applicant, we recommend them to look at Dominica as an option. If somebody intends to apply as a family, we ask them to look at St. Kitts and Nevis as an option.
Perfect. Thank you. Next question is that how can you help with the transfers, because Kenya does not allow big amounts to be transferred outside?
Whoever has asked this question, can you please ask them to connect with me on one-on-one? I'd like to probably discuss this. We can actually give them certain solutions that we have. I mean, I don't want to discuss this in an open forum, but if anybody has a question on how they can transfer funds, I would be happy to take them one-on-one, and I'd be happy to help them.
Great. Thank you so much for that. Is there a law that guarantees the investment?
Guarantees the investment in what sense?
Well, that's the question.
Okay, so essentially, let me explain you.
This is a kind of question that we get a lot from every country. Okay. There have been issues in most of the countries where people have seen frauds in different
So
aspects.
one
So
thing that anybody who's willing to apply for a citizenship in the Caribbean, let's say we're talking about via the real estate option, which is an actual investment and not a donation that an individual is making. A word that I stressed on was pre-approved real estate. That means the real estate options in St. Kitts and Nevis or Dominica have actually been approved by the government, and they're actually under the aegis of the government. So any investment that an individual has done, they can be rest assured that the government is there to look, looking out for them, and the company in which they have invested cannot just liquidate and then run away. So this way, at least the minimum investment an individual has done is secured, and they can be absolutely sure that there will be a market value, let's say after 5 or 7 years, should the individual decides to sell their investment and get the money back. What also happens in the process is, if you're doing a real estate investment, depending on the kind of property and the jurisdiction that you choose, you're also entitled for an annual rental return from these properties, because these properties are built with a commercial bent of mind, and these properties are all put out for commercial uses, and any shareholder who's actually brought this property can actually enter, he or she is entitled for an annual rental return from these properties as well.
Perfect. One last question.
Yes.
Before we go to the next speaker.
Yes.
What other investment options are there other than donation for me as a businessman? Does government give some derivatives to investors?
Not in St. Kitts and Nevis and Dominica, but there are other jurisdictions, which has an option of investing in bonds or businesses. But if you ask me, these are the two options which are widely popular. And people, I think 95% of the 96% of the people who are actually applying for their citizenship by investment program actually use one of these, either donation or, the real estate route to get their citizenship. But like I said, there are a couple of options available elsewhere, wherein, you can invest in bonds. There is a University of West Indies option in Antigua as well. But if you ask me, and looking at, the trends that I have seen, the donation option or the real estate option in these countries remains to be an all-time popular choice for individuals who are looking to get their citizenship.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Kumar. Thank you for all this information that you have shared with us. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. I'm glad, and enjoy the rest of the day. And if you have any more questions, please reach out to us via Abdul, and we would be happy to assist you.
Thank you so much. With that, we would like to move to our next speakers for the evening. And before announcing our next speakers for the evening, I would like to welcome all those people who are joining us on YouTube as well. We have about 250 people joining us on YouTube right now. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask those questions as well. With that, our second presentation of the evening is about USA EB5 program, which will be presented by Mr. Eduardo Machado and Mr. Juan Salas. Joining them is their partner in Africa, Mr. Christopher Janau, who is representing Feria DC. Mr. Eduardo is senior professional with 15 plus years of experience in operations management and project management. A system engineer, Eduardo has the driving force behind Feria development since conception. Mr. Juan is a chef and entrepreneur with 15 plus years of experience and is running successful chain of restaurants with 60 plus employees. And Mr. Christopher is a Manhattan native, an award-winning hospitality entrepreneur, property developer, and investor. His group is active in a range of development sector, including hotel, hospitality, and commercial property development in Africa. Welcome, gentlemen. How are you doing today?
Thank you for having us today again.
Hello, Abdul. Hello, everyone.
I want to say thanks for Christopher to dedicate this time to accompany us today. So let's begin this, and it will be easier that way.
Please.
Well, hi all. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thank you. You have already shared the screen, so please start the show.
Can you see it?
Yes, we can see it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you all for being here today. We hope you are all safe and sound at home, or wherever you are, but safe and sound. We'd like to share with you our Feria DC project, and we hope you like it as much as we do. Okay. First things first. Okay, this is the time to dream big, and by big we mean by applying to the for the U.S. green card through the EB-5 program, which is basically the world's most desirable U.S. immigration investment program. It is administered by USCIS, the Citizenship and Immigration Services, and it is basically your path to a U.S. green card. Okay, what it's all about in this presentation? Okay, this presentation is really about the potential to get a green card in approximately 18 months. This will depend on how fast the government is processing all the applications. Also, this is the quickest pathway for U.S. citizenship. It usually takes around 5 years. And this is, of course, after getting the preliminary green card. Also, the requirement for the program is this is temporary. It's $500,000, and this is there's a disclaimer here. It usually is 900,000, but by a legal dispute, the program is temporary back to 500,000. We'll still don't know the final amount. We hope it is 500,000, so more people can benefit from this. But if you invest now, the amount is 500,000 US dollars. So it is a great opportunity to do it now. We're also offering a 5% annual rate for a 5-year period. This is projected to be $25,000 a year, totaling $125,000 after 5 years, of course, plus your money back after the project is finalized and the 5-year period has ended. Okay. Again, the program was contested by the U.S. by the court in the U.S. You can benefit for this. You can continue to apply for the EB-5 visa with full benefits with a lowered amount. And the Feria DC project job creation expectations will still comfortably support the hike in investors. I mean, we will need more investors to come in, but we can find it easily support the 10 investors needed. Oh, sorry, 12 investors needed. Okay, let's go over the EB-5 program very quickly. Okay, the EB-5 program for immigrant investors is a U.S. employment-based visa, hence the name EB. Okay, it was created in 1990 to stimulate the economy and job growth, allowing foreigners to become permanent residents. Okay, the EB-5 program provides a method of obtaining a green card by investing money in the United States. This program enables foreigners to obtain permanent residence status quicker than most other options. So basically, the program, I mean, the citizenship is only an investment away. Okay, let's go over the benefits of the program because benefits are great. So you, your spouse, and your kids will benefit from having unrestricted employment options. This means that you can do whatever you want. Keep your business at home, set up a new business, go back to school, simply retire, enjoy your life. You can do anything you want. I mean, that's great. You and your family will also be considered as nationals when applying to college. So you will have a great chance for admission and a reduced tuition in college too. You also will be able to travel inside and outside the US and go wherever you want, as many times as you want. And this is a perk I like the most. Enter the country not by the tourist immigration line, but the national immigration line. Also, you get benefits for your retirement. And all of these benefits, of course, apply to the entire household, including your kids, if they are under 21 and they're unmarried. Okay, let's go over the basic requirements of the program. The investor is required to invest $500,000 if the investment is within a target employment area. Our Feria DC project qualifies as a TEA or target employment area. For non-TEA project, the investment amount will be $1 million, making Feria a great opportunity to invest. Again, these amounts are temporary. So we suggest if you are thinking about investing in EB-5, you do it very, very quickly. Each investor must create 10 full-time US-based jobs for the investment. Also, they must demonstrate the EB-5 visa investment capital comes from a legal source. acquired directly or indirectly by lawful means. And this means you can use your own capital, your properties as leverage for a loan. You can use money you were given as part of a will or any other way, as long as you can demonstrate that it doesn't come from illegal activities. If you're interested in the EB5 program, we can gladly set up a call with our immigration attorney for free. So, and he can answer all your questions at once. Okay, so let's dive into the project. Okay. Feria, it's a property business, or better said, a real estate business that will be serving as a launchpad for chefs and food startups. They will provide entrepreneurs with exceptional opportunity to refine their concepts and interact with the general public. Okay, we provide basically retail space for food services or restaurants. Okay. Also, we provide operations and systems infrastructure to multiple subtenants in a format we call culinary hall. It is indeed a culinary hall. It will have everything related to gastronomy and more. It's also food service, unique, first-class incubator concept. We decided to add an incubator component here so we can keep the buzz around this business. Okay. Feria is located in Washington, D.C.'s downtown area. It will have 8 fully equipped kitchens and 8 shops with chef-driven high-quality culinary proposals with a casual and modern setting. Okay. Okay, let's go to the let's discuss a little bit of the market. Okay, this concept is part of a huge surge in sharing economy businesses such as Airbnb and Uber. Culinary hosts like Feria have become the fastest growing retail niche in the food industry, according to several industry magazines, for example, globebest.com. It would be fair to ask, what is different than the other EB5 projects? And it's very simple. It has very fast time to market, which means a faster residence process, because also means that the funds are going to begin being saved back for repairment sooner. It has great returns, much better than regular EB5 projects. Also, it will have solid performance. We have an experienced team and very thorough process development. And at least 90% of the space will be occupied to start. Okay, we already have several chefs and other vendors willing to come in. And this is our worst case scenario. Okay. Okay, I'm going to make a little pause just to show you this. This is the actual building in Washington, D.C. As you can see, the place is already there waiting for us to go in. The rest of the tenants, which we'll discuss further along our presentation, are already moved, or they have already moved, or they're moving in. So this means we already have clients waiting for our own tenants. Okay. Okay. How does this business make money? Pretty simply, rent. As I said before, Feria is a real estate business. The bulk of the income comes from rent and a percentage of the sales of each restaurant and stores. Okay. We also keep the operation of the bar. This is a very profitable part of any business of this kind in the US, and that's the reason we are keeping it. As Chris likes to say, it makes us basically a landlord that sells liquor. Simple and very profitable. Chris, if you want to add something here, please go ahead.
Sure. It's funny because what I'll add to that was an excellent explanation. But basically, what I think would be interesting for the people who are watching is you guys had an idea for a niche property business, and actually did a feasibility scouring the entire country, checking out which cities would be most sort of hospitable to this concept. And so, having spent quite a feasibility period, you settled on this very high density, high trafficked area in Washington D.C. If you've been to Washington D.C., you know that this is an area filled with international agencies and embassies and federal government buildings. And what is so exciting about this particular project, because I'm in the property business, I love branded real estate and I understand it. And what I love about this business is basically location, and the fact that it's a simple business. that you are basically providing a shared space for multiple restaurants, which means that you are about this project in particular is that it has such a short cycle to become realized. And I think, as the founders of the project, you and Juan are probably not too keen to blow your own horns, but the truth is that you guys have done pretty much, you've created a kind of a turnkey project. So it's an ideal situation for EB5 people just to step into it. It can get activated in 6 to 8 months as opposed to 5 years for some of these big projects. And you're on your way to a return on investment and a return on capital, which are really the two things that are also really on the minds of investors, right? You want to get your citizenship, you want to get your permanent residency, but you don't want to lose your money. And I think a lot of people don't know this about the EB5 visa program, which is that it is an investment. It's a real investment. You get your money back, you get a good dollar return, which is 5%, which is superior, as Eduardo pointed out. And you tick the boxes on all the investment metrics while getting your permanent residency within about 18 months. And so I hope that covers it. I know, Eduardo, you don't want to you don't want to brag about some of those things, but I think those are, as an investor, those are really important points. And happily, you guys have really ticked the boxes on all that. So it's quite an exciting project as a property investor.
Yeah, you see, Christopher likes our project, so I mean, we're delighted to have him on board. That's always a great addition. Thank you, Chris. Let's move forward, and we'll probably come with new things to share. Okay. Also, we're going to be helping these restaurants grow outside Feria. Okay, and we'll be partners in this growth, meaning that we will be sharing part of their success too. Okay. Also, we have an extra kitchen for private events. So this kitchen can be booked, and any or all the chefs can do a special dinner for any event. Also, this will be used for tastings and new product demonstrations, mentoring, either for the people working in Feria, for the general public, of course, at a price. We will also be offering the space for sponsorship. For example, we're working in a partnership with a recently formed Caribbean rum brand that's putting its name somewhere around the bar. It's still not decided, depends on the architects, but the name is going to be there, it's going to be big. So that's great for us. And also, this is very important after the pandemic. I mean, we will be offering central delivery from Feria. So anyone could order food from several different cuisines directly from Feria and get their one Feria branded package. So everyone at home or at the office is happy and can enjoy their food together. This will guarantee a continuity of business if any other wave of the pandemic comes or anything similar happens. Okay. Okay. So how the opportunity works? The capital needed for the development of the project is 8.4 million. Okay. This come from 6.6 million from EB5, 12 EB5 investor slots, okay, of 500,000 each. Again, this is temporary. We offer this 5% interest rate annually. Also, we have 2 million coming already raised, coming from friends and family. Also, we have a commercial investment of $400,000. Okay, and these funds will be used in this way. $1.2 million come from project design and engineering, consulting, lease, legal fees, etc. Also, 5.4 will be dedicated to building, construction, and equipment. Remember that we are renting also fully equipped space, fully equipped kitchens. Okay, and they will have to be equipped. Okay. Also, we're saving 1.8 million for startup funds and working capital. Okay. Also, we have $1.67 million a landlord commitment, and this is post construction, and these funds will be saved to begin saving to pay our investors back. So the minute we open, we're already going to have 1.67 million that are going to be saved. All of this for an expected job creation of 174 jobs. Okay, this means basically 1.74 jobs per investor. That's 74%, more than 50% of the job requirements over what is needed. So this makes it a very safe project to obtain the visa with. Okay, this is a summary of our P&L. Okay, this is a prospective P&L. I don't want to get too deeply into this, so I tend to get bored. Numbers are always bore people. Sorry about that. But as you can see, Feria has a very good return and is perfectly capable of delivering what we promised. Also, you can see that the first year, and we're getting those 1.67 million from the landlord's cash, and this again will be used to start saving to pay back our investors. You can see that the first year of operation is not complete because we're expecting to open by sometime next year. So we're taking that into account. Okay, let's talk about the milestones. Okay, construction starts November, December 2021. The liquor license has already been granted. We have a very, very fast time to market construction instead of expected to be 6 months. We already have, and this is great news for us, some BB5 investors already preparing to make disbursement. They are already in the paperwork stage, so they're basically ready to invest. Also, the lease is secured on a trophy location across the historic Carnegie Library building. All fully leased and ready for occupancy. The co-tenants of the building include the office from Apple that handles the government sales, Baker Botts, that's a big law firm, just moved their headquarters to the top two floors of the building. Also, the fanciest brand of gyms in the country. This one is already working, and it's one of their most profitable branches. The Information Technology Council, Industry Council, it's already there. We work these 3 whole floors, and this is great news for us. One of the biggest changes that the pandemic brought to our everyday lives is the possibility of working from wherever we want. So this means more business for people like we work. And in this case, it will mean more people for business like ours. Okay. Also, let's take a look also what's going around the area, or the location area. The median age is 34 years old. This means that population is fairly young, translating to people that it's curious about food, new experiences, and can spend money in these experiences. The city has been growing steadily since the 2010s. We have a great number of daytime employees. Also, great average household income, more than 7,000 rooms, hotel rooms. That's like a lot of potential clients coming in and going around the area. Also, we have 217 annual convention center events. The convention center is across the street, and I will show it in the map in a few slides. And this is around 1 event every 1.6 days or 2 events every 3 days. It's a huge number. Also, we have 220 annual events on the Capital One Arena. That's 3 blocks away. Also, an incredible number of events. And this is where the city's hockey and basketball teams play. Okay, let me show you the map of what's going on here. I'll try to okay, this is the actual building. You can see the biggest Apple store in the country is across the street, and this perspective, it's from the building you already. I mean, this is a perspective of the building you already saw before, done from the top of the convention center. You can see how close to the convention center is, to the Apple Store, the Capital One Arena. Also, you can see the Capitol, the National Mall, Union Station are really close by. The White House is also close, but it's in another direction. So, as Christopher said before, the 3 most important words in the real estate business are location, 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 and we have the best location possible. Also, there's City Center that's a block away, less than a block away actually, and this is a Norman Foster development. with residences and shopping center, has the best shop. You can find like Gucci, Chanel, Dior, and many more. And this is great for us because it brings a lot of people to the area and people with spending power. Okay. This is a map of what is really going on around the location commercially. And there you can see the whole shopping experience I was telling you about, among many other things. You can find several hotels nearby. We can start with the Marriott Marquis, the Conrad, the Grand Hyatt, another Marriott, Hilton, Embassy Suites, many more. Also, the Renaissance is right beside us. As you can see, the Renaissance is here, and sorry, and it will be rebranded to make it much more appealing. So you can see that it's very well communicated with the rest of the city. And please notice that anybody that wants to go from the convention center to the National Mall or the Metro has to pass by Feria. Okay. Who is developing this project? And we are three people. Okay, we have an exceptional operating team. I will go very briefly describing the team. There's me. I'm a senior professional with 20+ year experience in operations management and project management. I have a master's degree in supply chain management and in maritime law and business. I was director of operations for the biggest window covering corporation in Europe for more than 8 years before leaving to Feria. I'm Europe based. I live in Spain at this time. Also, we have Juan. Juan is also online. Juan is a chef and entrepreneur with 15+ years of experience. He studied in Le Cordon Bleu in Paris, also in École Hôtelière de Lausanne in Switzerland, among other places. He's the co-founder and executive chef at Como Cuisine Venezuela, established in 2003. He currently operates a full service restaurant, French bakery, pastry shop, and 4 chocolate shops. He also bought and operated a restaurant in Fort Lauderdale for several years before successfully selling it to fully dedicate himself to Feria. And we also have in our team, and this is really, we're really proud of this, Michael Sternberg. And when it comes to starting successful restaurants, Michael has been there and done that. He's best known for his role as co-founder and managing member of several iconic DC restaurants. Also, he served as a restaurant division president of Centerplate Inc., a 1.2 billion food service company, and he's in the board of directors of the DC Convention Center. He now heads his own DC-based hospitality consultancy, and he's also in the boards of directors of the National Restaurant Association. So he's very, very well known in the industry, and he knows the market very, very much. Also, this in association with the Janu Group. Chris, if you want to discuss a little bit about yourself and your experience, please go ahead.
Sure. I'm in the property development and hotel business, based in Cape Town and Lusaka, Zambia. But I'm from New York and started in the restaurant business. Had several restaurants in New York City, 2 French bistros and a jazz club. Funny enough. My forte really is, I like scalable businesses. My interest in Feria came from the idea that this was a platform play, which was very exciting to us. We like to think in terms of projects that can roll out, and so I think that's sort of an ancillary benefit in investing with Feria is that it is a platform play. If you're simply looking to get an EB5 permanent residency and a path to citizenship, this is, in my estimation, a great project for that. But also, if as an investor and a permanent resident of the United States, it's also an opportunity to link up with a great team who has big plans for a wider rollout. So it also represents a great sort of ground floor investment opportunity. So that's what attracted us to the project. And as investors focus on property, that's sort of in our wheelhouse. So that's a little bit about us.
Awesome. Thank you, Chris. Let me move forward with who are also our aligned partners and stakeholders. And okay, although we are very experienced in several businesses, this is our first EB5 funded project. So we decided to team with the best people to make sure not only that we were successful in the process, but also our investors' interests are well protected. And we have So Un Arnstrand and Lur, one of the best and most famous law firms in the EB5 business. They process like thousands of visas every year. We have NES Financial. NES Financial they just switched their name. They were acquired by somebody else, and they do a rebrand. I'll have to change that. Sorry about that. And they will do the EB5 fund administration. They will verify that the money is properly used in the project, and it will provide. They will provide the investors with updates on how the money is spent and the returns of their investment, which is awesome. Also, we have EB5 affiliate networks and Causa. I mean, as regional centers. So we are not working with two very successful regional centers. EB5 affiliate networks is one of the biggest and most successful in the country. And Causa, although not as big, has 100% success rate and has funded more than 10 billion in projects, especially in the Puerto Rico area. Okay. So I always want to go through our operational strengths, so our investors know what make this project very, very strong. And of course, give them as much confidence as possible, not just in the visa process, but also in the business. Okay, we have a very successful current blue chef, which is Juan. You can see them here. He will be answering your questions afterwards. And one of DC's most experienced restaurateurs, which is Michael. Also, we have the best technology available in the business. We have the best location in the city. I just shared that with you. I mean, there's just no comparable location for this business. We're also working with the Brand Guild as a PR company. They have been named one of the best in the country. And as you know, this is the era of Instagram and other social networks. And everybody's taking pictures of food and sharing their experiences. So we want to use the Brand Guild's knowledge of PR and social networks to have people making lines outside Feria. We also, and this is very important, we also have minimal operational involvement in each restaurant. I mean, this means that we do not get involved in the operation of any of them. We develop the Feria business, we protect the business and protect the investment. Also, we are experts in the business and the management of operations. Also, we are 3 people developing this project, so we want the investors to feel free to get in touch with us at any time and ask about the EB5 process, their business, the funds, or just to come by and sit with their families and have dinner in Feria or with us there. Okay, this is our contact information. Please feel free to contact us by email, WhatsApp, or phone, and we can answer any questions you may have about the project, the EB5 program, or whatever. We will be delighted to help you with any inquiry you may have. Also, I want to show this, as this is one of Abdul's favorite because it has food in it. Again, thank you very much for your time today, and we hope you to consider Feria, the Feria EB5 project for your investment and your visa project. Abdul, whenever you want.
Thank you so much. I'm sure I don't have to say anything about the last picture. You already said it. Very quickly, we're running short, so we'll ask a couple of questions that we have received. First question we have is, can I invest in rental properties in USA and get a green card?
Well, we are actually offering the Feria project in order to get the green card. So there are multiple possibilities to apply for the EB5 program, but at the moment we are offering you the possibility to join our team and get your green card with us.
Great. A very important question. I think this is an important question at this scenario. If it goes back to 900, will client will have to pay the remaining amount?
Well, that's a very important question. currently, in a temporary manner, the investment is 500,000. If the investor applies before the 900,000 minimum is reinstated, he will be able to get the green card with the 500,000 in investment. He won't need to invest the remaining 400,000.
Okay, perfect. One last question. How quick the green card be granted, and what is the guarantee?
Yeah, so the green card, the temporary green card will be granted within 18 months approximately. It can be a little more or a little less, but it will depend on USCIS processing time. But approximately is 18 months. In this, one of the conditions for the EB5 program is that the investment, it has to be an at-risk investment. So there are no formal guarantees in the deal. So what we can guarantee is that we are an exceptional operating team who will give the 100% in order to make this business successful, and we have the tools and the team to do that.
Great. With that, thank you so much for the presentation. And I'm sure there are many people who are trying to ask questions. We still have a few pending questions, but to everyone, please, you'll be contacted shortly after the webinar, and you can ask those questions directly, and you will definitely be answered. You can drop those messages to us or directly to the speakers. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for the lovely presentation here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great. And with that, I would like to introduce the third speaker of the evening, who is Miss Maria Knight, representing Montenegro. Maria Knight, representing Montenegro Luxury Hotel and Resort Group. Maria is having 2 master's degree in international management of tourism and in law, combining over 20 years of rich experience in both the 5-star luxury, hospitality, and investment sectors. Previously worked for various multinational companies that specialize in citizenship by investment, successfully managing several large portfolios. Maria's involvement with the multitude of other countries, which include the Commonwealth, her expertise ensure that every client has successful outcome by carefully selecting the advising on the type of investment made. She's now a part of team of Montenegro Luxury Hotel and Resort, and is the key strategic business development manager within the MENA region. Welcome, Maria. How are you doing today?
Very good. Thank you so much, Abdul, for a beautiful presentation. You always present me so well, so it's really a pleasure. So thank you everyone to stay till the end and give me opportunity to present our project as well. So what I'm going to present today is a Montenegro Citizenship by Investment program, and I will divide my presentation in 3 parts. So first of all, I will talk about the Montenegro as a country. Then I will be talking about the Kalašin, is the town in northern part of Montenegro where our project actually built. And I will talk about the project itself and why it is so good to invest in Montenegro program and the country as well. Let me share with you my screen.
Please.
And we can just start with our presentation. All right. As I mentioned today, I would like to introduce you to the rare opportunity to obtain European citizenship in Montenegro. As you can see, Montenegro is easily accessible and perfectly connected. So it's located by Adriatic Sea. It's have a border with Croatia, Serbia, Albania, and it's straight opposite of Italy. Montenegro enjoys more than 240 sunny days each year. Geographic position, the sea and the mountains create a very diverse climate. And the average summer temperature is 27 degrees Celsius, while the median winter is 16 degrees Celsius. Total area of the country is 13,812 square kilometers. So you can understand we are quite small but beautiful. And our population is 610,000. Official language is Montenegrin and currency is euro. It is important to note that Montenegro is the first country in line for European Union membership. Montenegro was granted European Union candidate status in 2010 and is being the first in line for full membership, which is expected to be accomplished of 2025. Since regaining independence in 2006, Montenegro has established itself as a safe haven for foreign direct investment and a business-friendly environment with a minimal state interference. All this is reflected in the country competitive tax regime, which is 9% only, which applies to capital gain, company profits, personal income, and withholding tax. There is no inheritance tax in the country, and the government of Montenegro pledged its commitment to the country prosperity in economic, tourism, and investment with a foreign policy that ensures political stability. In 2017, Montenegro became a member of NATO, and again, I want to repeat, the country is focused on safety and stability, so it's really heaven. Montenegro is so beautiful, which has received over 1 million visitors per year. And of course, it's a year-round fun and adventures. Along the coastline, it's not just a swimming, fishing, snorkeling, sailing, yachting, and kite surfing. Montenegro might be tiny, but this is gorgeous country has a vast array of natural and man-made wonders. Nowhere around the earth you can find a country with so much diversity in such a small area. So in winter, it's a home to several alpine and cross-country ski, while during the warmer months, you can just enjoy the hiking, rafting, fly fishing, hiking, you name it. And as you can see, the skyline and the beautiful, it's look like actually Switzerland. The key tourist destination in Montenegro is the three main cities by the Adriatic Sea, Budva, Tivat, and Kotor, and the northern part, and which I will be talking about more in details, it's Kalashin. Kalashin is a very unique destination. The town of Kalashin is situated in northern Montenegro on a plateau of 954 meters above the sea level, nested between two magnificent mountain massifs and Montenegro's most vibrant mountain town and popular summer and winter tourist destination. Kalashin is a key natural attraction, include the UNESCO protected Tara River, also known as a Tear of Europe, and also nearby is the Beogradska Gora National Park, which is again offer plenty of adventures. Also, Kalashin currently has 46 kilometers of active alpine and Nordic ski trails with a further 15 kilometers in development. Expansion plans totaling 125 kilometers in the near future. That's why the northern part of Montenegro is quite amazing for investment because, again, it's covered 2 seasons, in the summer and in the winter. It's so easy to be connected in Montenegro, as the country is quite small. So, for example, if you arrive in our international airport and capital Podgorica, it will take you only 30 minutes by highway to Kalashin. And now I would like to talk about our project and actually why should you invest in Montenegro, or why should you have citizenship from Montenegro. The Citizenship Investment Program will grant immediate citizenship to applicants and their families, and the process of obtaining a Montenegrin passport usually takes from 2 to 6 months. Citizens of Montenegro enjoy visa-free or visa-on-arrival access to 123 countries and territories, including Schengen zone and several other EU countries, as well as Russia and Turkey. In addition to possibility of applying for an E2 visa for the United States. Our project is approved by Montenegro government under the Citizenship by Investment Program. So as you can see, it's surrounded by beautiful nature. The Montis Mountain Resort is a 5-star hotel located in Kalashin, and the hotel counts of 238 suites alongside with the restaurant, conference room, cinema, pub, wellness and spa, indoor-outdoor swimming pool, kids club, ski room, and the garage. You can see the total site area will be 14,860 square meters, which will be include not just the basketball courts, but tennis courts as well. The resort is isolated from the traffic turbulence of the main road and just 10 minutes of walk away from the town center. The site is perfectly tucked in the vicinity of lush emerald forest and enclosed by a healthy mountain breeze. The architectural intention was to create a new benchmark of contemporary design that aligns with the mountain region context. As a result, the Montis Mountain Resort offered the opportunity to own a sustainable luxury suite along with coveted access to the resort in comparable 5-star service. The hotel, a large conference hall, hosts up to 400 visitors and 2 smaller meeting rooms within 50 seats. Adding into the town cultural amenities, the hotel has a fully equipped 3D cinema hosting up to 72 visitors. Apart from the cinema, the hotel pub, which you can just see, that's the pub, with 120 seats, is also intended for the daily guest. And now I just want to talk a little bit about the rooms and the suite what we offer. The fully furnished freehold properties come with 0 maintenance charges and feature a variety of size, including junior, splendid, presidential, and executive suites. All suites come complete with a furnishing, fitting, and appliance by renowned European manufacturer, as well as year-round complimentary maintenance according to 5-star Splendid Brand Hotel standards. The benefits. Again, I would like to repeat, immediate family members and financially dependent children can become a citizen of Montenegro without age restriction. There is no obligation to live in Montenegro or learn the local language, and dual citizen is permitted. Of course, as long as your country also permitted to have a dual citizenship. Each owner is entitled to 40% of the profit per hotel suite. No maintenance fees, 4 weeks of free stay at the Montis Mountain Resort after its opening, 1 week of free stay per year at Splendid Conference and Spa Resort Budva. We give additional week to stay in our other resorts, which were by the sea, and insurance and property tax paid by hotel operator. Also, I would like to mention about the investors. Montis Mountain Resort is a collaborative project by a group of European investors with long-term experience in the real estate, tourism, and hospitality sector. The hotel will be operated by most acclaimed luxury resort management company, Splendid Conference, Spa, and Resorts. So, to conclude my presentation and actually talking about such a beautiful country and such a rare opportunity of the citizenship, again, I just want to mention quite important points. Land laws grant foreign investor equal status with the local population, including full deeds and titles to land and real estate. Affordable property price in Europe. A lifetime citizenship for family and generation, no physical residence requirement, no language test, no business experience, no military service required. So that's make this program quite unique, and especially for Europe. And exclusively, we was just want to give you something very special. So exclusively for attendees of this webinar, we are delighted to offer for a successful applicants a complimentary 3-night stay, including breakfast for 2 in our 5-star luxury hotel in Splendid Budva, while obtaining your passport plus bank account opening service. During your stay at Splendid, a hotel in Budva, you will be able to experience the same level of service which will be provided at your investment properties at Montis Mountain Resort. Again, I would like to say thank you for staying with me for till the end and actually listen my presentation. I really appreciate that. And again, if you have any question, I'm just happy to answer.
Thank you so much, Maria. Thank you for your presentation. A lovely presentation. I like this project so much, and I definitely want to visit it one day and see it myself.
Yes, please.
We do have a few questions for you as well. Firstly, it's a last question, but I'll ask it as the first one. How much is the investment?
The investment it's quite actually very affordable compared to any other European citizenship program. So it's 350,000 euro, and of course will be additional out-of-pocket expenses and like due diligence check, application fees. But again, the total cost will be depend on the family configuration. So just will suggest to contact me, and I will give more details about every cost. But the minimum investment is, and which is in northern part, is 350,000 euro.
Great, great. Next question we have is that, can I invite my business partner to Montenegro? I'm not sure what exactly the person is trying to ask, but what I assume is that can I sponsor my business partner for this program?
Well, usually the program is just for family members, so it can be as long, I don't know, your family members can be endless list because it's not by the age, it's not restricted by age. It's most important is they dependent on you, financially dependent, and you can prove they're financially dependent. So if you like to just invite your business partner to the country, please contact me. I can organize your visit and just to show around and organize your stay in our resort as well. But if you like to apply together within one application, that's we can discuss that also, but you need to know it's all about the family members. It's about the family.
Great, great. Thank you. Next question we have is how genuine this program is.
Could you repeat again?
How genuine this program is.
Well, interesting question. Because it's quite take me by surprise. It's approved by government, so the program is actually will be end on this December. So you have very short time to apply and take your decision. So, and also it's open for 2,000 applicants only.
Okay.
If it's answer your questions.
Okay. Okay. So it's a kind of a limited time opportunity.
Correct. Very limited, and it's very rare for Europe to be open that with such a minimum investment.
Okay, one last question. That actually came earlier, but I think it is a relevant question that can actually suit your presentation as well. The person is trying to ask that what's the economical environment like? So what's the economical environment like in Montenegro?
Actually, it's a heaven for investment. First of all, it's low taxation, number one. Number two is it's a small country. So it's easily controlled and it's easily to, like, it will not lead you for the financial crisis. So the country been growing from 2006 and it's growing and growing. We're in line for the European Union and our economic will be just boost once we enter. And everybody just actually waiting for that opportunity to invest in them different projects because you know the price will be raised up.
Great. Thank you so much, Maria, for your presentation.
You're welcome.
Thank you for being here tonight with us. And with that, I would like to say thank you to our other presenters as well. Mr. Eduardo, Mr. Kumar, thank you for such informative presentations. We definitely learned a lot more than what we knew already. So with that, whoever is listening to us and people who are right now watching us on YouTube, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I know you do have questions. I'm still receiving few questions, but we are really short on time. You all will receive a copy of this presentations, so you can view them at any time. You will also be contacted by our speakers and their colleagues, so you can get in touch with them and have one-on-one meetings and get anything answered by them. They'll be happy to assist you. Thank you so much for this evening. Please like us, subscribe us, and share and follow us on all the social media links that have been shared with you. We have a lot more upcoming events and you will have a lot more information shared with you. So please stay up to date by following us. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful night.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Fellow presenters and everybody listening today.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And we look forward to seeing you again sometime. Thank you so much.
Thank you.